It's important that we take these forest issues to European Parliament also, because we don't have common European forest policy, and that's why it's very important that also as many MEPs as possible get know forests.
Well, one of the key takeaways as an outsider, and I clearly wasn't alone in taking this away, was a fact about Europe's forests, which is that they're growing. I didn't realise that. I thought forests, woods were a threatened resource. Absolutely not the case. So there immediately is something which I noticed one of the MEPs here specifically registered. And if you can get across a message as fundamental and actually as positive as that to an audience of policymakers and officials from the Commission and so on, that has to be a positive thing.
As a politicians, we have to make legislation which improve also to sustainable use of forests.
Sustainability is not merely a question of environmental sustainability. There's also a question of social sustainability, particularly forests, which are often in remote areas, are tremendous, important to rural employers and so on. And then there's the question of economic sustainability. As somebody said, if you don't make money, then everything else goes by the board. If you can't make a profitable business out of forestry and forestry products, there's no point talking about environmental sustainability.
I think that we need stable policy which is looking like in 20 years, not only in 1 or 2 years. We need long-term policy, stable policy.
There were people there from 3 different directorates general. There were people there from the industry. There were MEPs there, and they were engaging in the arguments.